morning and welcome to Newsfirst Primetime Sunrise.
Well, it's the 25th of March 2014. This is Primetime Sunrise. I'm Sonali Wanigabadke. We start off first with a look at this morning's headlines. President says the government has worked towards the common betterment of all races. Electricity generation decreases further. Special audit commences in the first stage of the Norachole coal power plant. Overseas Malaysia's Prime Minister announces that the missing flight MH370 will conclude investigations. Starting off your news this morning, President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that he and the government bear responsibility for the common betterment of all races living in the country. The President made this statement yesterday whilst addressing a people's rally in Colombo.
People's Rally was held under the auspices of President Mahinda Rajapaksa to support candidates contesting the upcoming election from the United People's Freedom Front from the Western Province. A large number of ministers and other dignitaries gathered at the rally, which was held at the GD Sirisena grounds in Malgawata, Colombo.
සමහරුන්ගේ බලාපොරොත්තු පිටරටවලට ආවඩලා පිටරටින් ලවා අපිව පරද්දා.
Some hope that we will be defeated abroad. Even if we win or lose in Geneva, that is not a problem for me. I am confident that the people of this country will take us forward to victory. We have that confidence. I can say that I work towards the benefit of all races living in this country. I will accept that responsibility. Today, if there's the problem of the cost of living, the solution has been ending the war and developing the country. Which other government can solve this? Only we can solve it. Today, the middle class is progressing. The poor is slowly joining the middle class. Their needs have changed.
Well, a story that made the international headlines throughout the past few weeks. Malaysia's Prime Minister has finally announced that the missing flight MH370 crashed in the southern Indian Ocean. Nijab Razak said that this was the conclusion of fresh analysis of satellite data tracking the flight. Malaysian Airlines has told the families of the 239 people on board.
这个消息发布的不对，干嘛？马来西亚太孙子了，马来西亚太孙子了，各国都太黑暗了。2点40的时候说失去联系了，那为什么美国又证明8点10分还能看到飞机的这个踪迹？那在这段时间，这个劫机者有病啊，跑那么远自杀的，他干嘛不劫机了就自杀呀？
Relatives of those on board who watched the announcement at a Beijing hotel wept with grief, and some were taken away on stretchers by medical teams. China had demanded that Malaysian authorities make available the evidence on which they based their announcement about the jet's fate. And some relatives of Chinese passengers expressed skepticism about their conclusion, as the plane has not been found yet. Flight MH370 disappeared after taking off on 8 March from Kuala Lumpur. A big international search operation has been taking place in the southern Indian Ocean along the southern arc or corridor of the plane's possible route, more than 1,500 miles off the southwest coast of Australia. The Australian Maritime Safety Authorities said that the search had to be suspended today due to bad weather. In the past days, both Australian and Chinese Air Force crews have reported spotting debris. The unidentified objects have been seen in separate parts of the vast search area in some of the world's most treacherous and remote waters. The announcement by Prime Minister Najib Razak came at a late-night conference in Kuala Lumpur. It was based on new analysis by British satellite firm Inmarsat, which provided satellite data, and the UK's Air Accident Investigation Branch. As far as the engineers could tell, the plane was flying at a cruising height about 30,000 feet, but its final position could not be pinpointed more clearly. Inmarsat gave the AAIB the new data on Sunday, it said, which had to be checked before it could be made public.
News here at home. A youth who was affixing posters near the Nugegoda flyover died after being electrocuted yesterday. Another individual sustained injuries. Director of the Colombo South Teaching Hospital, Asela Gunawardena, said that the other individual who has sustained serious injuries has been admitted to the ICU. The deceased was a 24-year-old resident of the Enderamulla area in Vattala, Ramesh Indika Chaturanga. A special audit has commenced in relation to the first stage of the Norachole coal power plant. Auditor General H.A.S. Samravida stated that the initial stage of the audit has already commenced. Now, the special audit is being carried out to search the manner in which the power plant was bought and the documents pertaining to it. The audit will also look into the activities and the frequent breakdowns which have been occurring in the recent past. He added that a team has been formed in order to gather the necessary information. Upon conclusion of the audit, a report will be presented to Parliament. Electricity generation has decreased to 11.2%. The Ceylon Electricity Board stated that thereby power stations run by fuel have to generate electricity of 88.5%, while wind power plants have to generate 0.25% of the power requirement. CEB spokesperson, Deputy General Manager Senajit Dasanayake, said that the reason behind this is the inadequate rainfall in areas where the relevant power stations are situated. He added that most power plants have recorded water levels of 30%, while the Randenigala reservoir has recorded water levels of 60%. He went on to note that water levels at the Castlereagh reservoir have decreased by 9%. Well, the Election Secretariat has announced that campaigning for the Western and Southern Provincial Council polls must be concluded at midnight tomorrow. Deputy Elections Commissioner MMS Mohammed said that cutouts, posters, notices and gatherings and related campaigning activities must all come to a halt. Deputy Elections Commissioner MMS Mohammed also noted that campaign officers which have been given permission to carry out campaigning must halt all activities at midnight tomorrow, adding that the Election Secretariat along with the Police Department and other officials will carry out inspections on the morning of the 27th. He announced that if relevant parties do not adhere to the announcement, measures will be taken to remove such campaigning activities. A fundamental rights petition that was filed against 15 police officers, including a police inspector attached to the Colombo 3 police station, for taking a group of employees at a hotel to the police station, obtaining statements and fingerprints without a valid reason. The petition was taken up before a bench consisting of Chief Justice Mohan Piris and Justices Keshri Pawan and Satya Hettige.
On the 12th of July 2012, around 1:20 a.m., when the group had ended their shift and were on their way home, the group of police officers, including IP Kulasekara, had taken them to the police station and obtained fingerprints and statements. Here, Chief Justice Mohan Piris, subsequent to addressing them sternly, ordered the group of police officers to apologize to the group of employees. Thereby, the police IP apologized to the group and expressed his regret over the incident. While the Colombo 3 OIC was also present in court, during the case, the Chief Justice told the OIC such incidents should not take place in the police stations. The court went on to tell the OIC that when an officer is wearing the police uniform, one must respect the uniform and also behave in a respectable manner. The court also instructed the Colombo 3 OIC to destroy the fingerprints and statements that were obtained in the presence of the employees and noted that under no circumstance can fingerprint be obtained without a valid reason, and doing so is a severe offence.
Starting off with some women's cricket, the Sri Lanka women's team emerged victorious with an emphatic 22 runs at the women's T20 played against the India women's team at the Sylhet Stadium yesterday. Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to bat first. Chamari Jayangani and Yasoda Mendis opened play for Sri Lanka, and the pair managed to post a partnership of 14 runs before Yasoda Mendis was dismissed for just 13 runs. Captain of the Sri Lanka women's team, Sashikala Sirivardhana, posted only a mere 5 runs before being undone by Shikla Pandey. Opener Chamari Jayangani top scored for the Sri Lankan team with 43 runs, and K. Kaushalya chipped in with 34 runs. Sri Lanka were 128 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Now chasing a target of 129 runs to win, the Indians managed to post a mere 106 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Shikla Pandey top scored for the Indian team with 22 runs. Opener Mithali Raj and Harmanpreet Kaur chipped in with 16 and 17 runs respectively. Well, that wraps up your morning news bulletin. Have a beautiful day ahead.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.